Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Dina Aida Ufti and you can call me Dina. My study number is 33 and in this day we will learn about statistics. So check it out. Okay, the table of contents for this day is what is the definition of statistic, what of methods of the statistic, and how to representation of data, especially for group data. Statistics is the study of the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data. It is a method of collecting and summarizing the data. This has many applications from a small scale to large scale. And there are two types of data, and these is qualitative data and quantitative data. The difference between the two types of data is that quantitative data is used to describe numerical information, but the qualitative data is used to describe information in word. After collecting data, it needs to be organized, hence the need to separate group data from ungrouped data. The methods of statistics involve collecting, summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting variable numerical data. Here some of the methods are provided below: data collection, data summarization, and statistical analysis. Group data means the data or information given in the form of class intervals such as 0 to 20, 20 to 40, 40 to 60, and so on. But the ungrouped data is defined as the given as individual points such as 63 or 35 or 20 and so on. Grouping data plays a significant role when we have to deal with large data. This information can also be displayed using a pictograph or bar graph. Data formed by arranging individual observation of a variable into groups so that a frequency distribution table of this group provides a convenient way of summarizing or analyzing the data is termed as group data. And the main advantages of grouping data are assist us in concentration on essential subgroups mainly and overlooks trivial ones, and helps in increasing the efficiency and correcting of the required estimation. To representation of data, we can use bar graph, pie graph, histogram, pictogram, or a frequency distribution table. But I will not explain about representation ungrouped data, and we will focus on representation for group data, especially on frequency distribution table for group data. Frequency distribution for group data is also known as the continuous frequency distribution table, and here we need to make the frequency distribution table by dividing the data values into a suitable number of class and with the appropriate class height. As we can see, in the first class there is an interval between 41 to 50, and the second class is 51 to 60, and the next class is 61 to 70, and the next class is 71 to 80, and the last class is 91 to 100. And now we will learn about how to change ungroup data to frequency distribution table for group data. In the first steps, you must sort data from the lower, and next you must find the range, find the class length, find the class interval limit, and the last step is make the table. And now we will practice how to change ungrouped data to frequency distribution table for group data. Okay, we have the grade of 30 students have been found be as follow: 55, 55, 57, 60, 62, 70, 41, 80, and 100. And step 1, we will sort data from the lower. Sort data from the lower, and we will get the result like this. As you can see. Okay. And the next step, we will find the range. We can find the range with this formula. We can higher data minus lower data. And then we can find the range is 100 minus 41, and the result is 59. Okay, the next step is find the class. We can find the class with this formula. With this formula is class equals 1 plus 3.3 logarithm of n, with the n is the lots of data. Lots of data is 30, and we can substitution 30 into the formula, and we can get the result class is 5.8, and we will run it to 6. Okay, and the next step, we will find the class length. We can find the class length equals is range divided by class. Okay, the class length is equals range divided by class is equals 59 divided by 6, and we can get the result is 9.8, and we will going around it to 10. The class length is 10. Okay, and the next step, we will find the class interval limit. Okay, we can start from the lower data, and the lower data is 41, and we will 41 plus the class length is minus 1. 41 plus it's all of 10 minus 1 is equals 41 plus 9, and we will get the result is equals 50. So the first class interval limit is 41 to 6. So the first class interval limit is 41 to 50, and then we will repeat these steps until we can get the higher data. Okay, and then we can get the result. The class interval limit for the first class is 41 to 50, and the next class is 51 to 60, and the next class is 61 to 70, and the next class is 71 to 80, and the next class is 81 to 90, and the next class is 91 to 100. Okay, for an ideal group data is suggested to have the number of class intervals as minimum is 5 and maximum is 20. But we can also observe group data with less than 5 class interval in many situations. Okay, and to make it easier for us to represent data into frequency distribution table, we can make class intervals and the corresponding frequency as follow. As we can see in this table, with grade, frequency, and the corresponding data values. And we can change the table is like this. we can erase the corresponding data values and we can get this frequency distribution table for group data. Okay, the next we will learn how to find mean for group data. In this step 1, you must find the class mark by taking the midpoint of the upper and lower class limits. Okay, we can get the formula of class mark is equals all of lower limit class plus upper limit class, and we will divide it by 2. The next step, the midpoint of each class interval or class mark is multiplied by its frequency. To make it easier for us, we can make the table is like this: the table of grade, the table of frequency, the class mark, and the result of class mark multiplied by this frequency for this class. And now, using the mean method formula, is x bar equals is sigma of frequency multiplied by class mark is divided by the sigma of frequency. We get all this value for as we can see in the table, and we can substitute them into the formula and we can get the result is 72.3. Okay, and the next we will learn how to find modus for group data. Okay, the mode formula is equals L plus all of day 1 divided by day 1 plus day 2 is multiplied by C, and the L is lower limits of mode class. Day 1 is different between frequency of mode class and previous class. Day 1 is different between frequency of mode class and frequency after mode class, and C is the class length. Okay, we will find the mode class we will choose the class of the most of frequency, and the most frequency is 7 and it is on the second class, and we will choose the second class 51 to 60. This is a mode class. Okay, and the next we must find L is equals lower limit class minus 0.5 is equals 51 minus 0.5, it's equals 50.5. Okay, and the next we will find the day 1 is equals frequency mode class minus frequency of previous mode class. It equals 7 minus 3, and we can get the result is 4. And then we will must find the day 2 is equals frequency mode class minus frequency of class after mode class is equals 7 minus 6, and then we can get the result is 1. After getting all these values, we can substitute them into the formula of mode is equals L plus all of day 1 divided by day 1 plus day 2 is multiplied by C is equals 50.5 plus all of 4 divided by 4 plus 1 is multiplied by 10 is equals 50.5 plus 0.8 multiplied by 10, and we can get the result is 50.5 plus 8 is equals 58.5. Okay, I noticed that our time is just about up. So to close, I want to say thank you for listening my presentation. I hope what I shared will be beneficial for all of us and give us a new insight about statistics, especially of representation for group data. I think that's all. Thank you for the best attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.